Jumbo, I'm Jim Heck, author of the popular blog Africa Answer Man. A question I get all the time is, which safari parks are the best? Well, that's a big question, and there's an awfully big continent to get the answer from. On my last count, there were around 75 major safari parks in sub-Saharan Africa, with an area that exceeds the entire continental United States. So how to choose? Well, the wilder game reserves have less visitors, and that's an attraction for some. But a safari in a wilder reserve isn't going to see anywhere near the numbers of animals seen in a safari park that has more visitors. This is because the animals have got to get used to the people. Or should I say rather the vehicles. Except in a few places like Luangwa and Zambia, wild animals usually freak when they see anyone out of a car. But they've grown used to the safari vehicles. I often think we're nearly invisible to them. Now don't get me wrong. The animals in the popular parks are still wild and dangerous. This isn't a zoo. So for the first timer, I usually recommend a safari in the Serengeti, Ngorongoro, the Masai Mara, Kruger, the Delta, and so forth. If you have the time and money to add a really wild game reserve like Tanzania's Selous or Botswana's Kalahari, that's great. Or save it for your next trip. And don't be turned off by those exaggerated reports about how crowded these more famous game reserves always are. They aren't always. Even in the highest season, with careful planning, you can usually avoid the crowds and still get the best animal viewing. In fact, here's a secret for you from my experience. The best time to visit many of Africa's best game reserves is a safari in the low season, when the fewest people come and when the costs are the lowest. Give me a call and we'll talk about it further. Call the number at the end of this video. And if you're ready to take the next step, don't forget the special promotional code JIMVIDEO6 for a discount on your safari. And click through to my travel and African affairs blog, AfricaAnswerMan.com, for daily updates on travel conditions, African history, culture, and politics. Tutona Badai. Talk to you soon.